Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling defeated, even though you said everything you wanted to? Like your voice was swallowed by the noise around you, and somehow you lost your own ground? Have you noticed that tightness in your chest when words fail you? As if every sentence you uttered only pulled you further from your center, from your own power? Maybe you've been in rooms where loud voices drown out reason, where interruptions, mockery, and arrogance masquerade as confidence. And perhaps, somewhere inside, you believed that silence meant weakness, that not defending yourself was conceding defeat, that not reacting was losing the battle. But what if I told you this is the greatest misunderstanding of all? That real strength never depended on how much you speak, but on when you choose to remain silent? Thinkers across time have wrestled with this paradox, but few have dared to challenge the common belief that words wield the ultimate power. One remarkable mind, an iconoclast, misunderstood and controversial, once suggested that those who feel the need to constantly argue or explain are often the least secure. That those who seek to convince others reveal more about their own uncertainties than about any objective truth. Our culture glorifies endless debate, relentless defense of ideas, as if every conversation is a war zone. But nature? Nature whispers a different story, one of subtlety, patience, and silent strength. Silence, it turns out, is not emptiness. It's a force. It unsettles, disrupts, and commands attention in a way that words often cannot. This message is for anyone who has felt invisible in dialogue, whose voice was lost in the cacophony. For those who leave conversations frustrated, feeling unheard and overshadowed. For the peacemakers who absorb the blows while others dominate. For the quiet souls who have mistaken their silence for weakness. Today, I want to shift that perspective, because silence, when wielded intentionally, is a weapon of unmatched power. Victory isn't about winning arguments. It's about never needing to engage in one. Why are we so driven to respond, correct, defend, prove we're right? It's a deeply ingrained conditioning. From childhood, we learn that silence equals submission, that truth must be defended fiercely. But this drive stems from fear, the fear of vulnerability, of being dismissed or erased. Behind this fear is the ego, that fragile, restless part of ourselves that insists on control, that mistakes disagreement for personal attack. Philosophers have long argued that most arguments aren't quests for truth. They're battles for dominance. They are performances to shore up shaky beliefs, not explorations of understanding. So when you feel compelled to justify yourself, to argue your point, consider this. You're already in their arena, and the rules aren't yours. This need to explain, to prove, is born from a desire to be accepted, validated, understood. This is what some call herd mentality, living under the constant pressure of others' expectations. But Nietzsche and others taught that true power is independence from this herd. True strength is holding your vision calmly, even when misunderstood, laughed at, or rejected. It is not about verbal wins, but about internal mastery, the ability to remain composed as chaos swirls around you. Think of a debate as a stage play. The first to act, the first to react, is already at a disadvantage. Why? Because reacting means you're still caught in the drama, enslaved by the need to control perception. The powerful mind watches, observes, waits. So, if silence is power, how do you project strength without speaking? How do you command respect when words betray you? Here we meet the idea of the Übermensch, the Overman, a figure who transcends common morality and rules, who shapes reality not by shouting, but by absolute self-control. The Übermensch chooses when to speak, and, crucially, when to remain silent. Because silence itself is a language. It's not empty, it is presence. It radiates authority, self-mastery, and quiet command. While others raise their voices in frantic chaos, the Übermensch holds his calm. He does not need to debate or explain. His gaze alone unsettles. His calm reveals others' weaknesses. His silence is a wall, unbreakable and impenetrable. Those who confront it become uncertain, lose their footing, and reveal too much. This silence is not passivity. It is strategy. Every word spoken is a move revealed. Every emotional reaction is a vulnerability exposed. So the Übermensch conserves his energy, speaking only when his words can reshape the world. But why does silence unsettle so deeply? Why do people feel threatened when met with quiet instead of confrontation? Because silence forces others to confront themselves. Without your reaction, they lose control of the narrative. Their mind races. Fear and anxiety kick in. They begin to project insecurities. Is he judging me? Does he see my weakness? Is my bluff called? Psychology shows us that silence in confrontation is perceived as judgment, whether intended or not. The brain's fear center activates. Silence becomes an invisible blade, cutting without sound, but deeply felt. Most people are slaves to their reactions. They speak out of fear, vanity, or the terror of being forgotten. The truly powerful spirit masters this impulse. They remain silent, knowing that every word given is ammunition for the opponent. Every emotional flare-up exposes a crack. If you want to harness this power, to master silence as your ultimate tool, stay with me. Because silence isn't absence, it is your greatest strength. If this perspective resonates, hit subscribe to join our community. Together, we'll explore how to live beyond reaction, beyond noise. How to cultivate the quiet strength that moves mountains without a single word. Thank you for listening.